Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Michael Bradley, and I'm the Dean of the College of Engineering here at the University of Saskatchewan. It's my pleasure to be your MC for today's exciting announcement. As we gather here today, we acknowledge that we are on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis. We pay our respects to the traditional ancestors of this place, both First Nations and Métis, and we reaffirm our relationships with one another. As we build a brighter future here together in the province, I think these are good things to reflect upon. So I'm delighted to have so many people here today to be part of the historic announcement for the Be What the World Needs campaign. And I'd like to extend a special welcome to Premier Scott Moe, as well as the Honourable Colleen Young, Minister of Energy and Resources, and the Honourable Ken Cheveldayoff, Minister of Advanced Education. Thanks to you all for being here. I'd also like to acknowledge MLA's April Chiefcalf, Tejinder Gruwal, and Erica Ritchie for being with us here today. Also very pleased to welcome our guests of honor today, Cameco President and CEO Tim Gitzel and the entire Cameco executive team who have joined us here today. That's really quite a commitment from them, and we're very thrilled. As well, we've got John Gorman and the Westinghouse Group. That's fantastic to have them here. And we're very pleased to have in attendance USask President Peter Stoichev, Chancellor Grit McCreath, Vice President of University Relations Cheryl Hamlin, Provost Vince Bruni Bossio, and Alex Hayden from the Office of the Vice President of Research, as well as our VP Research himself, Dr. Baljit Singh, and members of our Board of Governors and other senior leaders. I'm not sure if Rupen Pandya from SaskPower is in the audience, but if he is, we welcome him as well. He was with us last night. So I'm glad to see so many faculty, staff, and students here as well as our industry partners and friends of the university. And now, without further ado, I'm pleased to call upon Elder Roland Duquette to help us open today's event in a good way.
Miasin miugisikawi migusiak kanakskatoya kigomina kawihtama kigwauche emamu paiyak imstagi tegewama kakiumamtene sigana kap pekosta yokta suksun itakok etuegi samana magano sutaga kani pauya nista esawim gusian usam nista ekipik kayut paknaman ni hiawen ni hiupik skon mina ego sakai tuek mana ntota kiwai petaman kiam win stotaman ntota ego nane kigo ya kapik skinoma gawayak kita chakm soas kawitamak kiwame emam skutamik. Good morning, everyone. Just to kind of say, in my first language, is my welcome to everyone, leadership, and everybody that's, connected with the ceremony that's happening today. It's a ceremony. It's not just a giving, eh? We earn that, and we work hard for everything, because I'm included in that, eh? Inclusion is very vital, that we don't say, well, you don't count, or it's not your time, eh? No, it's all inclusion. If it's about the land, it's about the commitment of people that work for the people, eh? And it makes a lot of sense when you start thinking in that way of acknowledging and remembering who they are, eh? Particularly. So there's always a definite, exposure, a definite, it goes beyond what is here, eh? For the comfort of people, for the comfort of businesses, for the comfort of whatever, eh? We try to comfort that, compounding that with whatever gift you're giving, eh, today. And also that's recognized. It's not just thank you. No, it's about that gratitude, that humility that you build to give the people, eh, a chance to breathe a little bit easier, eh, to essence of the spirit, that they will walk with a lot of energy, a lot of power, eh? That's why leadership is so important, that you don't acknowledge yourself and say, oh, I've given this, this is what I'm doing, eh? Boy, that's disheartening for us when we hear that, eh? But we acknowledge it doesn't take one, it takes everybody. in that field of knowing what capacity is needed, eh? And we all acknowledge that in our way. And most of all, you are given a gift as well, in time that something will happen for you, that something will come to you, the word I hear all the time is karma, eh? Comes back, eh? So maintain that thought, eh? Don't get too many pats on the back and say, oh, geez, that feels good, eh? No, it's not about massaging the back, eh? It's about thank you, eh? So with that, I'm going to leave you today. I have another appointment just down the road, and I'm sorry I can't stay, much longer. My brother's here, eh? And Peter has always been. Those are my brothers, eh? Everybody else, we're all relatives, eh? If I say brother to two, then you're all my brothers and sisters, eh? So with that, I leave you in comfort of your own feelings, and walk the journey that you are given. Make it worthwhile for yourself, eh? And your family. I thank you. Muestas.
Thank you very much, Elder Duquette, for those wise words. Today's announcement is about the power of partnership. When we work together with government, industry, and our donors, we can do so much more than any of us could do alone. And so to begin, I'd like to invite Premier Scott Moe to the podium.
Thank you very much, Dean Bradley. Dr. Stoichev, so good to see you as always. Grit McCreath, the Chancellor here for, where's Grit? For just a little while longer, I understand, and thank you for your service to your alma mater and to the University of Saskatchewan as well. We have joined with us today as our Minister of Advanced Education, Ken Cheveldayoff is here. Our Minister of Energy, Colleen Young, Barrett Kropp, who is the MLA for just south of the city, is here, and Tajinder Grewal is here as well. And thank you to each of our provincial representatives that have joined us here today. And it's a great pleasure for me to join you in such a significant announcement. Saskatchewan's position has long been that we have what the world needs, and you'll hear politicians drone on at times about the food, fuel, and fertilizer that this province has and how we can provide that and do currently provide those products to over 160 countries around the world. Well, one of those products is uranium, which isn't available in a lot of other places around the world. Which brings us to the guests that will be introduced here shortly, but to Tim and Grant and to the entire team at Cameco. And I would like to just begin by maybe thanking Cameco and the entirety of your team through you, Tim. And we'll get to what happens globally in producing zero emissions nuclear power, how that certainly is going to be part of our global future. But I'd like to say just a short thank you for joining the province alongside Dr. Stoichev and many others on many of the trade missions we have, where we're actually able to tell the story of the ethical part of the story in the mining sector in Saskatchewan. And there is no more poster child than Cameco Corporation in ensuring that the places that they do business in the world, they are giving back in the way of careers. And Tim can recite the significant number of Northern Indigenous residents that are employed by Cameco. Giving back in the way of community events, Hockey Day in Saskatchewan. Giving back in the way of cancer research, cancer funding, and cancer awareness. Cameco most certainly is the poster child for how an energy superpower, a company in that space, is able to give back and make life better, make ethical investments in the very people that are creating the value in that company, and I would say that are creating value for us as global citizens, and certainly we are so very fortunate not only to have the resource here in Saskatchewan, but fortunate to have a company like Cameco that is developing that resource in the way that they do. Be What the World Needs campaign. It was launched a few years ago, a very ambitious campaign, a campaign that I think is really indicative of the ambition that not only this institution has, but that the province has. When you think about what the world needs, we think, and again, politicians will talk about energy and food security. None of that happens without people, without highly trained individuals that so very many have come out of this building and this institute, myself included, although some would argue on the training level that I was able to capture. But when you look ahead and at what the world does need, the world most certainly is going to need energy. When you see what's happening in the United States of America, there is a thirst and a quest for artificial intelligence, which requires data centers, which requires all of the energy and electricity that they can possibly find. And that's what the president and others, and I won't quote the president very much, but that is what the thirst for energy is today. It is about data, and it is about artificial intelligence, and it's about the learning, and all of the people in this institute and this particular building are going to be very much part of that future, either on the energy or electricity generation side or actually on the AI side. Canada and Saskatchewan already today play a large part of that in multiple products. But when you look ahead, again, be what the world needs. We are going to have the people, we have the product, we have the responsible companies, whether they be mining companies or Westinghouse, and now with the relationship with Cameco that is here today, and thank you, John, for joining us. We certainly do have what the world needs for years into the future. And we certainly in this province, and I would very much say that this institute, the University of Saskatchewan, is going to be part of whatever Canada being an energy superpower looks like. We can contribute greatly to that today, and will contribute even more to that in the future. Our government is very thankful for the work that happens here at the University of Saskatchewan for advancing innovation and collaborating with industry and collaborating with government, all levels of government. Cameco's very generous contribution here today will have a very significant impact on the opportunity that students, our next generation in the energy industry, in the mining industry, creating that Canadian energy superpower, it'll have a great impact on the work that those students do and ensuring that they will be able to be trained with the very latest technology and the very latest practices. Cameco is a global leader in the production of uranium, producing uranium and now finding their way through Westinghouse into the actual nuclear power industry. It's a critical resource, and Cameco is a significant producer of that product globally, and I would say the most significant producer and certainly the most ethical producer of that product. They've been in business in this province now for over 35 years, very much an institution of the province and very much ingrained in communities from north to south. I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to both the University of Saskatchewan, to Peter and your team through you, and to Cameco, to Tim through you, to the entirety of your team as well, for your efforts, for your donation, but for what you are doing to build a better future for Saskatchewan residents, for students at this institute, for individuals that are working in the mining and energy industry, becoming part of that Canadian energy superpower aspiration that we all have. But most importantly, I think for remembering that the students that come through this institute, the folks that work at a Cameco facility, the folks ultimately that are doing research and working on nuclear power facilities, maybe by Westinghouse globally, they're our children, and they are our hope, and they are our future. And so for that, I am eternally indebted to the work that both of you do as individuals and that your organizations do as well. And we're achieving great things. Over $2 billion in uranium sales from the province of Saskatchewan, a target that was set and met over half a decade earlier. We're achieving great things at the university with the campaigns that we have. So as we celebrate not only an exciting year ahead at this particular college, we can also celebrate an exciting year ahead, some of it uncertain at times, in our nation and globally as well. Know most certainly that not only at the University of Saskatchewan, but the entirety of the province, and I would say this extends to the nation of Canada. We most certainly will be what the world needs, and we're going to provide it every step of the way. So thank you to both of you gentlemen and your respective institutions for being here today.
Thank you, Premier Moe. We're indeed at an exciting time, and Cameco and USask have had a long history of working together. Today's announcement is an exciting continuation of that strong partnership. Today marks a day of transformational impact for our students and our researchers, and for the College of Engineering as a whole, as well as many other colleges and units across our university. To tell you more about that, I'd now like to invite USask President Peter Stoichev to speak.
Well, this is a great day. It's fantastic to see so many people here. Thank you, Mr. Premier, for your remarks. Thanks to the Cameco team for being here. Thanks to all of my colleagues for being here, and the many government representatives who are here, and members from the opposition as well. I want to thank Roland, who unfortunately had to leave. He is the Eagle staff bearer for all of our 10 convocation ceremonies that we hold at the University of Saskatchewan annually. There are going to be 8 next week. He'll be there on stage for every single one of them. And he has been on stage for every single one of them for the last decade at least. So we're talking at least 100 convocation ceremonies that he and I have been together on. It's just fantastic to see all the excitement in convocations, all the supporters of the graduands, and all the success and celebration that we're able to muster. It's the high point of our year, so that's all of next week. This is another high point. You want to hear the announcement. I'm not going to make the announcement. I'm going to leave that to Tim. But I do want to offer a few prefatory remarks. Speaking of convocation, yes, Grit McCreath is with us here. I told her she didn't have to be here. Nonetheless, she is here, drove down from Waskesiu this morning, no doubt at breakneck speed. She has been a fantastic chancellor for us and with us for the last 6 years. And unfortunately, you can only have 2 3-year terms for a chancellor. So she... And we are finding that her second term is coming to an end, but please join me in thanking Grit for being a spectacular and very engaged chancellor. Today, Cameco will be announcing a transformational investment in this university and its enormous support for our Be What the World Needs campaign. And thank you for mentioning the ambition, I'd call it audacity, that we had to finally land on a $500 million goal for this campaign. Last time we had a campaign, it was $100 million. Before that, I think it was $34 million. And I admit that of the many things that I lose sleep over every night, the fact that we set this one at $500 million is one of them. And that's why today is truly a great day, because the announcement that you're going to hear from Cameco has been one of the things that has allowed us not just to reach our goal, although that's a secret I'm sharing with like 300 of you today, but we'll be formally announcing on June the 18th, but actually sprinting through that goal. And I could not be more grateful to Cameco for all the work that they have done to allow us and allow me to be able to say that. I want to also thank Cheryl Hamlin, who I know is here somewhere, and her team, because they've been leading that campaign with a lot of confidence and a lot of expertise, and they are also the reason that we are able to say that we are being successful in this regard. So today, Cameco will be announcing a transformational investment in our university and its enormous support for our Be What the World Needs campaign. This is one of the largest single donations to our entire comprehensive campaign, and it's from one of the largest corporate donors in the university's history. I want to say a little bit more about that in a minute. The Premier was touching on some of the features of the support that Cameco has given to this university, and I just want to fill out that picture in a second. It's an interesting investment, and I like to call it an investment as opposed to simply a gift or a donation, although of course it's that too, because I do like to think that Cameco is getting a return on its investment. They're investing in us so that we can help them do the spectacular work that they do on behalf of the province and on behalf of the country, and indeed for many people around the world. It's also an investment in multiple colleges, and so there are many deans and leaders of our academic units here today, and it's educating the workforce of tomorrow and impacting every corner of this province. And I like to remind everybody, including myself, that we are not the University of Saskatoon, no matter how wonderful it is to be in Saskatoon, but we are in fact the university that owes its name to the entire province. We do call this campaign the Be What the World Needs campaign. It's also the language that we use to describe what the mission of this great university is, and our work from the beginning, and any of you who know the history of this university would be familiar with this, but our work from the beginning of this university is to identify those areas where we do have research strengths and degree programming strength, and then we try to gather those areas together to help meet the greatest challenges that the world faces. That is, I really believe, and my team believes, what a great university should be doing, and that's what we strive to do. We don't say that we are the university the world needs. We say that we're trying to be the university the world needs, and that motivates us every day in all that we are doing here. And we can't do that work alone. If Canada's and this province's productivity is going to accelerate, and if all of its citizens are going to enjoy increasing prosperity, a research-intensive university such as this one, and there are only 15 in the country out of 98 universities, a research-intensive university such as ours needs to step up and be strategically engaged in doing the things that matter most to people. So we're a very outward-facing university, not just organizing ourselves around the things that we want to do, but trying to identify the things that the world needs us to do. And we need partners who show us what's needed and partners that help us to support the work that we are doing on those things. And Cameco has done that with us for the last 20 years or more. I did want to touch on this because the announcement that you are going to hear today, the announcement that you're going to hear is part of a long-standing relationship that Cameco has built with us, and I'm really, really proud of it. So Cameco has done that with us for the last 20 years or more, during which they have invested in that period $8.5 million. They funded Indigenous health in the form of research chairs. They funded the Huskies, our biggest brand, no matter what. They've sponsored research chairs and generous student scholarships here. They've led Northern Development Initiatives. They have supported women in STEM disciplines. And they've also provided work placement and mine tours for University of Saskatchewan students. They've provided mentoring opportunities for them, and they've underwritten our science ambassador programs. So Cameco, in other words, has believed that we are worth investing in, I like to think of it that way, and has been visionary in selecting the areas to support that align with what we can do best. Saskatoon is one of the fastest growing tech hubs in this country, alongside Kitchener-Waterloo, and the reason that Kitchener-Waterloo and Saskatoon is because they have research-intensive universities that deliberately and intentionally play the role that they have to play in order to accelerate and motivate that research ecosystem. There is a role that great research universities need to play. We're different in Canada from the United States, where large corporations can have their own research enterprises that drive innovation and entrepreneurship across that nation. In Canada, the situation is a little bit different. We don't have as many large corporations across this country that can do that. It falls to research-intensive universities to identify and understand the roles that they can play in this regard. We've got to step up and be able to do that. But as I say, we can't do that alone. And that's why the announcement that you are about to hear today is so gratifying and so visionary, because universities and industry and government have to be able to come together so that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. A couple of other interesting things then, just to lead up to this announcement. In the Globe and Mail list that comes out a couple of times a year on the fastest growing companies in Canada, Saskatoon and Saskatchewan have a disproportionately large number of those, and that is because the city, the university, and the province are innovation and entrepreneurship minded. And we're trying to push that at the university very, very deliberately. The Edwards School of Business, and I know that Grant Isaac is here, who was a transformational dean of that business school, has been a key part of that. The College of Engineering, and under Mike Bradley's leadership, is being a key part of that. And we want to spread that innovation and entrepreneurship mindset across the entire university, just as we are thinking across the entire university about reconciliation. It is something that we do in every part of the university, not just a couple of parts of the university, in order to be able to play the role that this province needs us to play. Another reason why Cameco's investment is visionary is that support stretches across many parts of the university. So here today we've got leaders from the Johnson Cheyenne School for Public Policy, from our School for Environment and Sustainability, and the Colleges of Agriculture and Bioresources, Arts and Science, Education, and of course Engineering. And the support that you are going to hear about from Cameco touches all those parts of the university. And I do think that is truly visionary, because we try to bring them all together to work together, not just individual parts of the university, in order to get the work done that we need to be able to do. This investment will also strongly support our Indigenous students across our campuses, including our Prince Albert campus. For those of you who don't know, we did open a campus in Prince Albert. And we like to think that has allowed accessibility to all kinds of students whose ambition is to get a degree from a university like the University of Saskatchewan, but otherwise can't do it. They can't make it all the way, either through affordability or cultural challenges, whatever it might be, to Saskatoon. But they can make it to PA. And that campus that we have there in Cameco's support for that campus is crucial to what we're trying to do on the reconciliation front. So their support is also going to serve Indigenous and Northern communities. And as I like to put it, this is so that we can continue to be participants and at our best, sometimes leaders in Canada's great journey toward reconciliation. So there's much to say about the fact that we deeply appreciate the vision, the strategy, the collaboration, the partnership that this Cameco investment in and support for us in our campaign really means. It is now my pleasure to invite Tim Gitzel to the podium. He's the president and CEO of Cameco. He's a member of our campaign cabinet and an outstanding alumnus of this university, as are his wife Bonnie and children Ty and Bailey, and I think pretty well all of the Cameco senior executives who are here today, as is our Premier and our Ministry of Energy, Colleen Young, and her husband, and all of her 8 kids. I'll stop there. Please join me in welcoming Tim Gitzel.
Well, thank you very much, President Stoichev, for those very kind words, and good morning to everyone. Chancellor is back there. I hope the road was okay, not too smoky up there this morning coming in. Premier Moe, a great friend of our company and our province, and we're proud to be. And you're going to hear me say the word "proud" about 15 times this morning. And I've tucked that in a short. It's not going to take me an hour to do that. I don't know. Minister Shovel-Dayoff, Minister Young, and I know there's members of the Legislative Assembly here today with us as well, so thank you all for being here today, and thank you for the work you do and what you give back to our province. We're quick to criticize and slow to give praise, and today we're giving you praise and saying thank you for stepping up, whatever party you're with. We appreciate you giving back to the province of Saskatchewan. We're grateful to Elder Duquette for those very, very thoughtful words to open this morning. And to all of you, I just say thank you so much for taking the time. There's a huge crowd here. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us this morning. I know you had a choice this morning of listening to the King or listening to us. And I see the room is packed, so we're delighted to hear about it. It is great for me. I couldn't get into engineering, so I wouldn't. I couldn't get into commerce either, but anyway, great to be back on campus where I spent many of the best years of my life, Premier, at least the ones I remember, and it wasn't just me. As noted, it's a family affair. My wife Bonnie graduated from here, education, son Ty, and our daughter is doing a master's right now, just down across the bowl somewhere, and so, you know, it's a family affair for us. And it's really, the streak, I would say, extends to our Cameco family as well, who are here at our corporate headquarters here in Saskatoon. Our entire executive team are University of Saskatchewan grads, and yeah. I'm super proud of them. I'm going to introduce them. They're all here today. It's rare we're in one country at the same time, never mind one building. But I just give a wave from you. Heidi Shockey is here. Sean Quinn is here. Brian Riley, Rochelle Gerard, David Dirksen is here. And of course, you heard the former Dean of the Edwards School of Business, Dr. Grant Isaac, who we borrowed from the faculty back in 2009. And we've been testing him out for the last 16, 17 years. Peter, I think we're going to keep him. We were going to talk. You can just let you know that. You know what? This team, you look at this team and say, okay, big deal, who cares? This team runs a $36 billion worldwide nuclear company that is respected around the world. All of them right from here in Saskatoon. And they do it every day with pride and humility and integrity every day. And I put them up against anybody, any executive team in the world from anywhere, and I do. And I know how things turn out every time, and I've seen it, and this is a world-class team, and I just feel fortunate to be a part of it. But it doesn't stop there. Across Cameco, at any given time, we have hundreds of U of S grads working with us. I think we have close to 400 today working with us. We have 54 U of S students working in our co-op programs and summer positions at our corporate office, and I know there are many more at the operating sites, at the mine sites as well. So we're proud to say that a University of Saskatchewan education is really woven into the fabric of our company, which brings me to why we're here today. As Peter mentioned, through the years, Cameco supported the university in many ways, but the Be What the World Needs campaign really struck a particular chord for us at Cameco. Its vision, investing in students, research and innovation to help solve the world's biggest challenges, aligns perfectly with our own mission, which is to power a secure energy future. At Cameco, we're focused on three global priorities: energy security, national security, and climate security. And to achieve these, we need people. We need the next generation of leaders that we talked about, innovators, builders, and big thinkers. Supporting the University of Saskatchewan helps make that possible. So today, on behalf of all of our employees, including that one right there, I'm incredibly proud to announce that Cameco is making a $10 million investment in the University of Saskatchewan. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. This is the largest single donation in the history of Cameco, and we couldn't think of a more deserving recipient. The University of Saskatchewan is a force for good in this province and beyond, and we're thrilled to help fuel its future. Over the past 2 decades, we've supported a range of initiatives that Peter talked about at the university, from Indigenous health and northern development to student scholarships, research chairs, women in STEM, and even the Huskies. And we hope this new investment will both deepen that partnership and broaden it. Our investment today includes continued support for the Science Ambassador Program and the Indigenous teacher training to inspire and equip early learners in the North, a new Cameco STEM Pathways initiative at the Prince Albert campus, helping students bridge into STEM programs, and we hope into careers in the nuclear or mining industries, and expanded scholarships, bursaries, and experiential learning opportunities for Northern and Indigenous students. So why this focus, you might ask? It's because Northern and Indigenous students bring tremendous skill, insight, and commitment not only to our workplace, but also to their communities. We want to help open more doors for them. Today, Indigenous people make up about 51% of our workforce in northern Saskatchewan, and about 80% of our spend goes to northern Indigenous contractors. Since Cameco's founding in 1988, our success has been built on strong, respectful, and mutually beneficial relationships with northern communities. This investment will continue that legacy, and it reaches across disciplines from engineering and geology to public policy, energy management, and sustainability. I'm happy to say that today the nuclear industry is at a pivotal moment. The world is realizing what we believe we've known for years, and that is that nuclear energy is essential for meeting the challenges of our time. But we need people, research, and policies to bring that potential to life. The University of Saskatchewan is committed to being what the world needs, and we believe this investment will help make that commitment a reality. So this is a big day. It's a chance to give back, to invest in students, and to help shape the future of this province and beyond. At Cameco, we believe giving back and making a difference is both a privilege and a responsibility. Today, we're honored to make that difference right here at a place that means so much to us. President Stoichev, thank you for both your leadership and for your friendship over the years. And to your first-class team, we're grateful for your passion and your vision. To Premier Moe, Ministers Young and Cheveldayoff, the government of Saskatchewan, thank you for your partnership and support and for your friendship to Cameco and to all of us as well. And to all of you who joined us today, thank you for being part of this moment. We're proud to be in Saskatchewan, we're proud of our university, and we're proud to be able to share this day with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Peter and to Tim and the rest of the Cameco group for your incredible commitment to our students, to Indigenous and northern communities, to research, and to enabling new programs that will positively influence Saskatchewan's energy future and beyond. As Tim mentioned, this gift is multidisciplinary and will impact our university across disciplines and at every level. Through new academic programs, student support, research innovation, and investments in northern and Indigenous programming, our campus community and beyond will feel the impact of Cameco's donation. Tim gave you a bit of a summary. I'll highlight a few of the exciting programs and areas that this investment will support. First, Indigenous and northern achievement, including STEM pathways for Indigenous students at the Prince Albert campus, the Northern Saskatchewan Science Ambassador Program, the Indian Teacher Education Program, and the Cameco Northern and Indigenous Scholarship Bursary and Experiential Learning Fund. Second, leading academic programs, including a new undergraduate nuclear fuel cycle program and a graduate certificate in energy policy and resource management. Third, research and innovation, including the Cameco Mining and Nuclear Energy Innovation Accelerator, to help USask startups in mining and nuclear energy bridge the gap between the academic realm and the business world. And also the Cameco Research Fellowship Fund to support high-potential research projects in the mining and nuclear energy area. So for us in this college in particular, that's tremendously exciting. Fourth, student success through the Cameco Scholarship and Experiential Learning Fund for mining and nuclear energy advancement. This will support existing scholarships in business, engineering, and geological sciences, as well as provide resources for new scholarship creation and experiential learning opportunities. Finally, the gift will also support engagement activities, including sponsorship for the Huskies and other student events. So on behalf of the College of Engineering and my fellow deans and colleagues across all the areas that the gift touches, we'd like to say a heartfelt thank you to Cameco for your leadership and your generosity. Now we have a video which we can watch to hear a little bit more about the impact of this gift.
This incredible $10 million donation from Cameco is one of the largest single gifts announced in our Be What the World Needs campaign. Together, Cameco and the University of Saskatchewan are celebrating a partnership that will bring new opportunities to students, serve Indigenous and northern communities, support the province's energy and mining sector, and impact global research.
Well, I think the goals of the University of Saskatchewan and the goals of Cameco align quite well. We're both global players. We play in the global market. We're concerned about global issues. I think of energy security, national security, climate security, decarbonization, and those things are important. And the U of S provides training, learning, study, research on those areas, and Cameco applies them. And so really working together, we think we're stronger. And I think all 7 of our executive officers are from the U of S, graduated from the U of S. We're super proud of that. And I think we have between 300 and 400 employees that have graduated as well from the University of Saskatchewan. So it's a huge part of our life.
What's exciting about this support from Cameco is it's allowing us to look at opportunities for interdisciplinary programming that we've not had the chance to do before. So drawing on expertise from across the University of Saskatchewan, we're going to be able to provide training opportunities for students to really develop their understanding of energy policy and resource management, and it will equip them with the skills they need to be leaders in the area.
I am extremely grateful to Cameco for this very generous donation. I'd like to express the gratitude of not just myself, but the entire College of Engineering for this transformative gift. It's going to enable us to support our students, develop innovative new programs, transformative research, and it's going to help us all advance to a new clean and green energy future.
I chose engineering because of its broad application and the chance to make positive impact in our community, solving real-world problems. New programs focused on nuclear energy here at the University of Saskatchewan would make a positive impact both for the province and for the people that live in it. It will give people a chance to learn more about the subject and to gain useful training without having to leave their home province.
Well, I hope we have a broad impact on students, an impact that is really multidisciplinary, where it's not just engineering, it's just not just mining engineering, but it's way bigger than that. And it's way more inclusive than that. Now we're branching into the north. We want to get more northern Indigenous students joining us at the University of Saskatchewan or at the PA campus. And so we hope our gift helps to do that.
It's a great partnership that we've had with Cameco for several decades now, and great research-intensive universities should be looking for those partnerships. And I'm delighted that Cameco is seeing value in working with the research-intensive university that is the University of Saskatchewan. Thank you for your support. Together, we will be what the world needs.
So as you can see, the impact of this gift is far-reaching and it will make a difference in multiple areas of our campus. And to tell us a little bit more about that impact, I'd like to invite Alex Hayden, our Director of Innovation, Mobilization, and Partnerships with the Office of the Vice President Research, up to the podium. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for being here. What an exciting day and an exciting announcement. I'm so pleased to have the opportunity to kind of bring this home to something that, for us in the Innovation and Mobilization Partnerships area in the Office of the Vice President Research, is really our reason for being here. So research is super exciting. We're really concerned with what happens in the later stages of research and how we mobilize that. How do we see research turn into innovation with impact? So we hear a lot about innovation these days. What is it? How do you define it? Do we have enough of it? Are we keeping it here? Are we protecting it? And that's our job, to think about that and be concerned with that. And I think that it's incredibly important to say thank you today to the vision that Tim and your leadership team have had in really highlighting that research and innovation piece, and the part in there about accelerating innovation and accelerating startups and entrepreneurs. And we heard Peter talk about the innovation and entrepreneurship mission and agenda here at the university. And why that's so important to us is that one of the ways that we can mobilize innovation, one of the best ways we can do that for society, economy, locally, regionally in this country, is to have those innovations come out with entrepreneurs from our university, research-backed innovations that are protected. The intellectual property remains here, the jobs remain here, we can build that here, and that's an exciting pathway for our students and for our researchers and for the research that we do as we strive to be the university that the world needs. So I really want to highlight that we see a lot of innovation ecosystems across the country, and not all of them, not many of them perhaps, have a corporate presence and partner with the vision to see that part of what happens here needs to be supported with an ecosystem that includes consideration of entrepreneurship, founders, startups, and that the single biggest challenge at a university to mobilize innovation in that way is the seed funding, the acceleration programs, the funding that is available, because make no mistake, we have a thriving, Peter referred to it, we have a thriving startup ecosystem and innovation ecosystem in Saskatchewan. But the single most difficult thing to get a research-backed product out of a university is that kind of support, because it's costly. It takes a long time. It takes a gut check dedication, something like a $10 million investment over time that sees that a program like Opus, you saw, so that's our deep tech incubator program. And, without partners like that and leaders who see the importance of that and the potential impact, we don't get anywhere with that mission. So thank you so much for that. From clean energy to healthcare and beyond, USask has a long and distinguished history in nuclear science that dates back to innovators like Gerhard Hertzberg and Celia Fedoruk. It's a growing field, not only at USask, but across Saskatchewan. We're really, my hope is that what we see very soon is the first USask startup out of our Opus incubator program that has been supported by this Cameco gift. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alex. As the Dean of Engineering, I have the privilege of working directly with researchers and students every single day, and I know firsthand that this donation will make a significant impact on us all today, on all of us today and for years to come. So please join me once again in thanking Cameco for this incredible and record-breaking gift. Well, this concludes our program for today's announcement. I invite everyone to stay and enjoy some refreshments at the back of the room while speakers and our special guests come up to the stage for a photo. Thank you all for joining us today, and have a wonderful day.